शुभोदय दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी को हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पर। आज हम देखेंगे द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर एनालिसिस डेटेड 15th of October. There are some important news which you can see in the headline. The ferry to Sri Lanka flies for 40 years. It comes under the India-Sri Lanka relations, India and its neighborhood relations, another subtitle. Several times the question has been asked in the exam that what are the impediments to the regional cooperation. Even this year, the question has been asked like, explain is like the lack of regions within the region. See, in spite of being so close, like even just a 20 30 miles from the Tamil Nadu border to Sri Lanka, we don't have connectivity. We have to go to Chennai and take flight to go to Sri Lanka. And there is a need for connecting our neighbors with India. It will be beneficial for the tourism, trade, and it will generate employment opportunities. Here we have another article. Sikim's fallen dam haunts India's dreams in Bhutan. Here we need to know that Bhutan is a good friend of India, and we have heavily invested in the hydroelectric projects in Bhutan. And Bhutan gets a major revenue from the hydroelectric projects. And not only that, so now the case is that the recent dam failure affected the affect caused the floods in the downstream area. So there is a cause of concern that if the same is going to happen in Bhutan, it will definitely going to affect the India's image in that country. We have seen in the past, like Libya, how 3,000 people have died because of a dam, flash floods, dam getting washed away. Durga Puja. Yeah, there is another news item where we can see a job aspirant ending her life. It's a very sad news, but even this year, a question has been asked that explain the why suicide among young women is increasing in Indian society. क्यों आजकल भारतीय समाज में महिलाओं में ज़्यादातर आत्महत्या का संख्या बढ़ रही है, ऐसा प्रश्न पूछा गया था इस बार. So the next time the question may come like this: explain the reasons for the increasing suicide among the youth. There are a lot of reasons. We need to understand what is happening in our country, what is current situation. Here we have another news article. Dasra festivities a blend of history. We know that Mysore Dasra is a state festival of Karnataka, and it can be the question may be asked like that. It has been celebrated since 1,000 years. As a prelim statement, will come like that. It was the custom was since from the days of Vijayanagara Empire. Here there's a port now, Kerala Virinam port. So we need to know under which model it was developed, whether public-private partnership or solely private. And even this year, the question came about ports. Here we have another news article. IMD issues yellow alert for 9 districts in Kerala. We all the 2 years before the question has been asked that what are the various alerts issued by the IMD. See the in the disaster management, disaster preparedness plays an important role. Early forecasting. Here we have another news article. Some FCRA listed NGOs failed to show. Here this item comes under the GS2 part, where the role of NGOs, social sector, charities, and donors, and as well as it also comes under the internal security, as some of the NGOs are rerouting the terror funding. It's not all, some of the NGOs, as several times it has happened in Jammu Kashmir, that NGOs, the aid received by NGOs is direct misdirected towards some anti, like, to cause public unrest. So here there is a need to know what is FCRA. The even last year the role of NGOs has been asked. Here we have another article like regarding EU Parliament. EU Parliament is one of the three important organizations of European Union. EU, European Union Parliament, European Council, European Commission. It is better if you know more about it, because in this year there have been two questions have been asked about the European Union. Armenia's signs, like he has become a member of International Criminal Court. Here there is a need to know what is International Criminal Court and why there was a need of felt for an alternate institution apart from International Court of Justice. Here the location of Black Sea becomes important. The countries surrounding it, the Black Sea, deep learning. The question we need to know about what is deep learning and what potential it holds as it comes another topic. Innovations, science and technology. Here there's a question about earthquake. Even this year also the question has came about earthquake. You can see that here the question has been asked about earthquakes. Coming back to the newspaper, here we have again about hepatitis C. What is hepatitis C? Whether it is communicable disease or it affects which part of the body. Again, this becomes important. Even the question, what is IORA, becomes important. IORA stands for Indian Ocean Rim Association Countries. It includes 23 countries from Africa, West Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, and littoral states situated in and around Indian Ocean. And it has an apex body council which consists of foreign ministers that meets once in a year. Even some years before, the question has came about the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium. So the Indian Ocean is very important as it handles nearly 80% of the global oil trade and 50% of the world's containers move through it. Already there are several organizations like BIMSTEC or Indian Ocean Naval Symposium. Here there is another good article about the BRI. Even like BRI, as it celebrates 10th anniversary, there can be a questions. What are the concerns about the rising debt in the countries, implementing countries, or some of the examples. Now we move on to the business section of the Hindu. Here the center unveils green credit. Here the what is green credit becomes important. So it's a green transition, the funding of that the Walmart Foundation is going to invest $39 million in farmer livelihood enhancement. So here it talks about the farmer producer organizations. So what is FPO becomes important as this year the question came about small farmer affected there will be minimum 3 to 5 questions related to farming in every year and what are the initiatives the public and private sector to make the farming profitable. That's the end of the today's The Hindu newspaper. Here we have another news item that PM confirms India's bid to host 2036 Olympics. It will be great if India can host. Summer Olympics are held every 4 years, and the next last time we had a Olympics in Japan, and the next year we will be having Olympics in Paris 2024. The next year. So that's the end of the today's Hindu newspaper. For the convenience of you, I have collected some news items from the Press Information Bureau. As nowadays, there are some UPS questions have been asked directly from PIB. One of the news article talks about the, the health minister starting some infrastructure projects under the 15th Finance Commission health grants. So we need to know that what is Finance Commission. It's a constitutional body. It decides the allocation of revenue between center and states. Yeah. This year a question has come about Finance Commission. The criteria given to the which are the following criteria is being followed. It's a question पूछा गया था इस बार. The sector specific grants. Actually, the 15th Finance Commission gave around sector specific grants to develop each sector and also so you need to know what are those 10 sectors. They are nutrition, health, pre-primary education, judiciary, rural connectivity, railways, police training, and housing. And even they are performance-based grants. And there has been a World Health Summit, and there has been another news press released by Ministry of Power celebrating 50 years of Central Electricity Commission. You know that electricity is very essential for any economy or for tech. We need electricity to run our industries, to run our home. Imagine if there is no electricity for a day, our IT industries will stop functioning, our factories will get shut down. So there will be a huge loss to our economy. So we need to So in the coming years, we need to enhance our generation capacity as well as to evacuate the power. And there is a need to prepare for climate events. In future, there will be a shortage of, there will be a condition like drought, where there will be no, there will be, the water will be very, very low in the dams. So then we need to shift to alternate to methods like sudden demand spikes in case of summer where there will be a lot of demand for cooling and temperature rises and the fall in hydropower availability. These are some of the. And there is another news article by the Coastal Security Exercise Sagar Kavach. We all know that how to 26 by 11 happened because lack of the coastal security. So here it involved various agencies like the Indian Navy, Coast Guard, and the state and UT administration, marine police, fisheries, customs and intelligence agencies, lighthouses, ports, forest. So we can see the exercise Sagar Coach has plays a very important role in ensuring the maritime security of India. It's an operational preparedness. And here we have another. See, the press release released ministry or what we see in PIB is not at all relevant to us except a few points. We need to catch only those points and ignore the rest of the content. And here there is another press release, Ministry of Fisheries related to something. But we should not be focused on what it is being mentioned there, but we should go back and see in the Google or in the Ministry of the Fisheries what is the India status about fish. India is the third largest fish producing country and second largest aquaculture nation in the world after China. And nearly 70% of our fish comes from inland fisheries like lakes, rivers, or cultivated farms. Only 30% of our fish comes from sea. And Andhra Pradesh is the leading state with 30% of the share in fisheries sector. This is the end of today's news. I hope you got some information and I wish you all a happy Navaratri. Thank you, one and all.